Ai, se eu te pego, ai, ai, se eu te pego, hein?
Hey everyone, my name is Kulkarni. I'm a junior here at College Park, and this winter I had the incredible opportunity to go to Brazil. We went to two cities, São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, and I went with the Quest program here, which is a collaborative between the business school, the engineering school, and CMNS. The program is called Doing Business in Brazil, and we had a fantastic experience. It all included a trip to both cities, of course, where we visited a whole lot of companies, and we were also responsible for creating a project and then making a final presentation. So overall, just an amazing opportunity, and the pictures that I'm about to show you are probably going to tell you a lot more about the trip than I can say in words. Just a quick tidbit, the song that's playing in the back is entitled Ai Se Eu Te Pego, which is an amazing Brazilian song that's actually hit pretty much the top of the music charts all around the world, except for the United States. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I just want to thank the University of Maryland, specifically the Study Abroad Office, for just an amazing opportunity. Alright, so we start in São Paulo. This is my friend Char and I in the metro. Notice how clean it is. It's a really effective means of transportation. Everyone definitely prefers it over there. So this is a picture of São Paulo itself. It reminds me a lot of New York. In fact, it's kind of the New York of Brazil. Biggest city in South America, and definitely a beautiful place. So here's a small park within São Paulo, pretty famous, but not necessarily quite like Central Park. There's actually one just like Central Park that I'm going to show you a little bit later. So we had lunch that day at a supermarket, and that's kind of a really great place for people to eat. A lot of fresh food, and it was all delicious. So before and after, great meal. This, believe it or not, was one of the ancient Brazilian toilets. I can't even imagine how uncomfortable that would be today. I'll just say I'm glad it's the 21st century. So Brazil is actually a very religious place. This is a very famous church in Brazil. It marks the center of the city, and it was absolutely beautiful. Definitely a testament to Brazilian architecture. This was really cool. This is a map right outside the church that would show us essentially where all the Brazilian cities are in relation to São Paulo. Very cool. So we actually stayed in a hostel for the first few days in São Paulo. 16 beds in one room, but it was just an amazing experience. We met a lot of cool people, and though it was cramped, it was a lot of fun. So this is called a pastel. It's kind of like a hot pocket in Brazil, an amazing dish. We had it for breakfast. They made it right fresh on the streets, and I mean it's about 50 cents for the most amazing breakfast ever. So this was Ibirapuera. It was an amazing park. This was essentially the central park of Brazil, as I mentioned before, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So here, believe it or not, is the entrance to a bookstore in São Paulo, and it's so decorative you can just imagine what the value Brazilians place on books actually is. Really cool place. So Johnson & Johnson was just one of the few companies that we visited, and it was just a fantastic experience. We got to see their manufacturing plant as well as hear from some other speakers. So during the trip, we had to prepare a project. So our project was essentially introducing the Kindle in Brazil. So this was my team and our slides that we prepared. And then of course our chaotic notes. So these were prepared like right before the presentation. You can see how messy they are, but it turned out to be a great presentation. We're really proud of it. You can probably clearly see now why we were really excited for Rio. This is the view from our hotel on Leblon Beach. Leblon was one of 3 beaches. Ipanema and Copacabana were the other 2. Here we visited Libra Terminals, a company that works on logistics and shipping. A really cool operation, and definitely a very interesting presentation because of the attire. So this is a model of Maracanã Stadium. It's where the FIFA final World Cup 2014 final match is going to be held. Really exciting. This was amazing. I got to stand in Pele's feet. I just couldn't believe it. I don't even know if it was allowed, but I mean, we just absolutely had to do it. I was one of like 10 people who did. Now, a ridiculous picture, I know, but this was the goal in which Pele scored his 1000th goal. So just to stand in front of it was an honor. Pose, not necessarily so much. A lot of people don't know that volleyball is actually the second most popular sport in Brazil, and this is where a lot of the best Brazilian teams play. So it's very cool to visit, right next to the soccer stadium. This is the view from Pão de Açúcar, like Sugarloaf Mountain. It's beautiful. It's basically the bay over which the Christ statue overlooks. Right behind us, this is our group, and right behind us was the Sugarloaf Mountain. So here's right before you're about to take the lift up to the top. I'm really happy we got to take a lot of pictures with the group. We had a really good time. This was the bar in which the famous song "Girl from Ipanema" was written. So it was really cool to see a bit of cultural and like musical history. Now this is the part of Rio where our hostel was. You can see how different it is from the commercial area near the beaches. So it really shows how big the income difference is in different parts. And then of course the famous Christ statue. It was amazing going up there, but unfortunately the fog blocked out the rest of the view. So we were actually lucky to see the statue itself. This was the view after the ride back from hang gliding, which was a blast. And this is a favela, one of the poorer parts of Brazil. Still looks really cool from the outside though. This is a very famous staircase called Escadaria de Celarón, and it was in Rio. This famous artist went around the world and basically used tiles to build this staircase. And then this is the view from the top of the staircase. It's one of the last things we did in Brazil. Again, the artist really put a lot of effort into it, so it's a pretty huge landmark in Rio de Janeiro. So as you can probably see from the pictures, it was an amazing trip, both educationally and also just culturally. We really learned a lot. If I had the opportunity to go back to Brazil tonight or tomorrow morning, I definitely would. But I really, in all seriousness, hope to go there in the future, whether it's for work or just for recreational travel. Again, I just want to recognize Quest and the Study Abroad office for putting together just an awesome trip, and I really hope to take more advantage of more opportunities like this in the future. So thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed.